Word up, people. I'm about to do a quick little After Effects project. I have the TV here and it has on track and field, so if I get distracted, charge it to my brain, not my heart. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start off on the screen here, and we're going to bring up After Effects. Let's see where After Effects is. A lot of people don't like After Effects. They say it's too complicated. And it can get complicated, especially when you get into expressions and geometry and coding and all that stuff. We're not getting into that. It's going to be a real simple thing. This is going to be something different. Let's go to a new project. Also, don't mind the children downstairs. They never stop. So I had some illustrations done. I'm doing a project for a certain organization. I'm not sure if they want to be named, so I'm not going to name them. But it's based around police reform. Okay? And I had came up with some illustrations that speak to what we're going to be talking about here, right? So this is all based on these are all images that speak to police reform, body cameras, police and interactions with regular people, so on and so forth. So I had them made into Photoshop files, and I had them made in such a way that each of the Photoshop files were in a, how do I explain this? I had each image made in such a way where the elements of that image were broken into parts so that I can take it into After Effects and manipulate them the way that I want to. And this is what we're going to do. So we're going to bring up, let's have it begin so you know what we're talking about. Each of them are Photoshop files, as you can see here. I'm going to click on one. And down here you see I can import it as footage, import it as a composition, and import it in a composition where it retains its layer size. I hope y'all can hear me over there, stuff downstairs. We're going to go with composition and retain layer sizes because those layer sizes are usually high quality. We're going to make them editable layer styles, composition, retain layer, click OK. And it creates its own composition here where you can double click on it, and here it is. It's kind of small. Let's bring it to fit full screen. Now let's go to let's do one view. So this is an image of a body camera, an image of a police body cam. And the idea that we want to do is to take each of these layers, and I'm going to show you here, are editable. This is the background for that. This is the police little shield. This is the body cam and the walkie-talkie, and this is the hand, right? Each of these layers has a layer in and of itself. As you can see down here, layer 4, layer 5, layer 23, 18. The background layer is a white layer. We don't really need that. So what we want to do is make this image kind of 3D-ish. It's going to be really subtle. Right now it's a 2D layer. All the layers are on top of each other. But we're going to turn this into like a video so that we can dramatize it a little bit. So we're going to create another composition, a composition that fits your television screen, that fits your phone. And new composition. And we want the pixel aspect ratio to be equivalent to that of a TV screen. And the duration is set right now at 30 seconds. And let's keep it there. Bam. So that is the layer, 16 by 9. And we're going to bring the layers individually into this composition, because this is a composition that fits the TV. So as I click on the layer, you see the parts of it right there. Azari is really the smallest one right now, and the bossiest one right now. Alright. We don't need the white one. Delete. Are you sure? Yeah. The next one here is the layer 1. Boom. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on this box here that says 3D layer. Allows this layer to be manipulated in 3 dimensions. That's what we're going to click. This box is what we're going to click on for all the layers that are in this composition. Click. We're going to put S shortcut for scale and make sure this chain is linked so that when I bring this one up or change this aspect, all 3 of them will change as well. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Make it fill the screen. Make it fill a little bit more of the screen. Right? Okay, maybe not too much. Next is the police armor. Same thing. Boom. Shortcut S. Bring it up so that it fills the screen a little bit. But we want to keep track of this particular one. So this is at 300 down here. And I'm going to make the rest of them 300 too. Layer 5 over top of this. Make 3D, shortcut, 300. Then finally the hands. Shortcut S for scale. Change it to 300. Cool. Now, what we want to do is make the camera. So we're going to put a camera in this composition. New camera. Bam. Right? Doesn't matter what the camera is. It doesn't matter what it's called. You're only going to have one. And what this does is that it makes all the layers officially 3D. It was one thing where it was made 3D, but now that there's a camera in this composition, it's definitely 3D. And let me show you why. We're going to take this panel and make it 2 panels. One view. We're going to take this one view, make it 2 views. Right? So now what you're looking at is the camera right here. from a camera view on the right side, and you're looking at the camera view from the top. And let me explain. This right here, when I select this point is the camera. This little box right here represents the camera, and this triangle here represents the camera's perspective, right? The same way you're looking at me, you can see beyond me. It's the same way that the camera is looking at the image that we just dropped. This is the background layer, the big background layer. And we want to put the big background layer back some. We want to back it up a little bit. Maybe to like the edge of this screen. Then we want to take, which one is this? Okay, so it's the police shield. We want to back this one up too. Maybe to right there. And then we want to back up the hand and the body cam together. We want to back them both up. Maybe to like right there. All right. No, maybe we want to make it a little bit closer to the camera. Let's keep it where it was. We're gonna keep these where it was, and then we're gonna take the police shield and make it half in between. Okay. And now we're going to play around with the camera a little bit. The effect we want to give is a 3D effect to where the background takes up the whole screen, and you can tell that the police shield and the hand and body cam are on individual layers. I want you to know that they're on individual layers, and the camera is going to help us do that. So move the camera on the x-axis, but see, we don't want to show that the hand is cut off. That would not be good. So what we're gonna do is undo. We're gonna make the camera closer, right? Close. Bring it in closer. We want to see the whole layer. Select the camera, make it a little bit more closer, bring it up just a touch. We're gonna bring these two layers even closer to the camera, like right there, bam. We want you to see the body cam right smack in your face. Edit accordingly. I'm gonna change this to third. You don't need to see it. And then we're gonna link this right here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the camera from left, well, right here, start it here, bring down the layer, transform, and we want the orientation. I'm not doing anything with the orientation right now, so I really don't need to start keyframe there. And we want this thing to last maybe like, let's say 10 seconds. No, that might be too long. Let's say 5 seconds. So we move the timeline from 0 to 5. Not 502, just 5. And then we want to move this to the right. And you can already see the effect. Alright, not that far. Right? You can already see the effect of the body cam moving on a slightly different speed than the police. What is it? Like a body shield or something? But let's see here. And then we want to bring it out. What if we brought it out? But then we didn't move it so far because we want to keep the background right there. Right. Let's undo that. Let's undo that. Let's keep it right there. But what we want to do is now still mess around with these guys. So now I would want to see. I want you to see police. I want you to see the word police. So let's play around with the camera. We are going to bring it up. Up, 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 up. And then we want the orientation, not that way. Not that way. This way. Right. So now we got a little bit more motion with that. But now we want to turn. Let's see what happens when we turn. This layer is on. Oh. Very simple animation. You can just kind of play around with it until you get the right look that you want. Test Z, test X. Where's the Y? Cool. Now we just make these keyframes a little bit easier. Want to ease these in. And we want to ease these out. All right, so count 1, 4, 5. Let's make it a little bit longer to like 8. Whatever. All right. And what we can do is what? Add some more dramatic elements to it, like some fog. Do I have some fog? I think I downloaded some fog, didn't I? I know I downloaded some fog. I know where it is. Where is it? Alright, so it's not in that one. I gotta plug in another drive. Nope. Where's the next one? Alright, so I gotta look for it. Gotta look for it. There it is. It should be in here, right? Yeah, fog. Fog overlays. So you can go to like a website or something that gives you different little elements that you can download and you can implement into your footage or projects. This is like a fog overlay. I forgot where I got this from. Elements, Envato. And They have a lot. Let's go with 100. And we're going to drag and drop. And I think we're going to drag it under the camera but over the layers. We're going to make it. No, we're not going to make it 3D. Let's take it back to one view right here. And we want to expand it a lot. So shortcut S, expand it a lot. S again, then T for opacity. No, not T. We're gonna do something else. We want to put it through a. We want to put it through something else. Different mode. Alright, and this is where the blending comes in, right? So basically, we're going to go through and see what happens. It's like multiply. Is that what we want? Before we do that, let's let us animate this just a little bit. So from here, position. And since we don't have it on the 3D layer, we gotta like move it this way. So right here to right there. Moving fog. Overlay. Soft light. What does that look like? Something. Is soft light the best? Hard light. No. La stencil. No. Luma? Silhouette. No. Luma. Is it the same thing? Ish. Is it alpha ad? Nope. Nope. Vivid light. Nope. Nope. No. Nope. 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 All right, so far, I mean that could work. But then this will have to be like dropped. No. Maybe we don't turn the camera up that far so that you know the layers are flat. Hmm? Maybe. Did I just do a whole bunch of nothing? Might as well make it 10 seconds, you know. Why not? Cool. Something light. Supposed to be light. How long did I take to do this? 30 minutes? Well, it doesn't take 30 minutes to do this. And then you render, render. I forgot what the M, Control M. That's the shortcut. We're gonna do. We're gonna do body cam. That's what we're gonna call it. And then we're going to queue in Adobe Media Encoder. And then we're going to do our thing. And while it does that, we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like being a content creator, particularly for other people. I was in a nice little conversation with a young brother. He says I'm mentoring him. Uh, he helps me out too, so I don't really see it like that. But we were in a conversation, and he was asking what kind of moves I make in the event I deal with clients who want a whole lot of editing done. Like they want to kind of be the editor. And it's to the point where they want to really look over your shoulder while you edit. This is how it goes. You have clients who say, I want you to do this for me, you know what I mean? Put it together, put your creative freedom to it, you know what I mean? Then hit me back with what it looks like, right? But then when you do that and you send it to them, then they have a whole list of different edits that they want changed. Flip this around, change that around, twist that a little bit, little stuff like that. Now, we as producers, video editors, we are creatives also. So imagine making a rap song, right? And you put your lyrics out there to the beat, cool. And then you have a whole bunch of people who, want to change your lyrics. And they change it to the degree or to the point where you're not even rapping about what you originally were rapping about. It's like a song about something completely different. That's kind of how it feels a little bit. And even though you guys are paying us to create a product, it's good to know in the beginning if you're that type of client. Because if you are, then I can just put something together really quick knowing that you're just going to tear it to shreds. But the thing to consider is this. I'm at a point now where if I'm shooting something, I edit as I shoot. Meaning, as I'm getting certain camera angles on the set, as I am switching the frame rate and the ISO levels, I already know what I'm going to do with this shot as I'm shooting it, or even before I shoot it. In fact, before I shoot it. Like for example, if I want something to be slow-mo, I have to change the frame rate to the point where I can make it slow-mo in post before I shoot it. Like certain clips can be slowed down because the frame rate isn't high enough. And typically when you're doing something that's like cinematic, the frame rate is like 24 frames per second. That's not high enough to slow a frame down. I'm just giving you an example of how somebody edits as they shoot, like I do. So if I shoot the video with the intention to edit it a certain way, and then you come back after the fact and have a different way of editing it, then the shot itself is not going to serve the purpose that it was shot to serve. Right? It's almost like the process was cut. It was severed. Because I got this shot with the intention to do this. But then when I send it to you, you say, no, do it like this. And my response now is that that's not how, it's not going to look right. It's not going to look right because I didn't shoot it to look for it to look like that. Right? But as a service provider, you do what the client wants, regardless of how it looks. Now, you might take a stab or a jab at your creativity, and this is another thing too. If that happens and I give the client what they want and then they post it, I know that the edit isn't good because I wasn't allowed to do what I originally shot the footage to do. You changed it as a client. Therefore, I'm not gonna like the edit. You might like it, and that's cool. But what happens is you post the video and it's like, and it's like created by Elias or Advocate. And I'm like, yeah, I shot the footage, but I didn't edit it. Right? They are not, mutually exclusive like sometimes they are. Like if I shoot it 9 times out of 10, I'm going to edit it. But that's not the case all the time. Some people are good at knowing what they want in advance, telling me what they want in advance. Advance meaning before I start shooting. And I say, okay, I know exactly what you're looking for. Boom. And I can get you the shots that you want. Because now you know how you're going to edit it. You know how you want the final look to be. But if you don't do that in advance, and I shoot it with one intention, and then start editing it, you say, no, change it, do this at a third. It's not going to look right. It's not going to look right. And you do have that happen. I kind of shut my mouth and just let things be what they be. But that's just one of the things that we deal with as producers. Particularly video producers. Okay? All right, back to the encoding. And as you can see, even though it's just a really small, and this brings me back to something else, right? This brings me back to something else. Sometimes clients have to understand how this rendering process goes, right? Now, let's just say my computer is crappy and I can't really do anything while this rendering is going on. Then while this is rendering, that's time that I'm losing to do other things, right? This is only 10 seconds long. Actually, you know what? No, it's not. Wait, stop the press. Let's go back. Oh yeah, I was right. It's supposed to be 10 seconds long. It's like 20 seconds. Let's shave it. All right. Let's go at it again. But the same thing still applies, right? This is a 10-second clip that we just edited, right? And it took like half hour to do, but watch how long it takes to render, right? It's going pretty fast, but let's just say this wasn't a 10-second clip. Let's say this was an hour presentation. You can imagine how much slower this blue bar, I don't know if you can see it. This blue bar here, you can imagine how much slower it would be going if it was an hour instead of 10 seconds. 10 seconds. You can imagine how much slower it would be going if it was 10 minutes. Right? So the rendering process, when you're dealing with high quality, high res imagery, video, 4K footage, 6K, whatever, the higher the resolution, the higher the file size, the longer it takes to render. Render, meaning take everything that you've done, all of your edits, all of your glitches, all of the little editing things that we've done, and put it together into one final complete video. That takes some time to do. And it's important for you guys to know that, so that you don't just say things that might piss certain people off. Like, I've been doing this for over 10 years. So I know if I'm dealing with a client that's kind of ignorant, and they'll just be like, "Oh, just render it, you know what I mean? Just put it together really quick and then send it to me." It's like, nah, bruh. It don't work that way. You know what I mean? You don't cook a pot of soup, you know what I mean, in 3 minutes or 30 seconds. Not a good pot of soup. And chances are, if I send you some trash, you're going to be pissed at me because you know it's trash. It doesn't take 10 minutes to do. You feel what I'm saying? This is a 10-second piece. We're only halfway through. Total elapsed time 2 minutes. Like, it took us a half hour, and this was just a really simple After Effects animation. Right? I'm driving it home right now. It's a really simple animation. Yeah, I added some fog a little bit, but it's still very simple. It took a half hour to do, a little less, and it's taken about 5, or like, I guess now 3 minutes to render, and it's only 10 seconds long. Okay? So these are just some things to kind of keep in mind so that you aren't that type of client that other people talk about over the phone. Like, yeah, I had this dude one time, he tried to tell me that it was easy to do. Put this together real quick. It should be easy for you to do. I'll be the judge of that, okay? You give everything to me first, then I will judge as to whether or not it's easy. Because if it's easy to do, you don't need to call me. You could have did it yourself. If it was that easy, right? Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. When you say things are easy, you're paying me to do. You don't pay me to do easy things, right? You're paying me because it's not easy for you. It might be easy for me because this is what I do, but it's not easy for you. Okay? Lesson learned. Let's go back. How much time left we got? A couple of seconds. And we're almost done. There you go. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Now this is 7 seconds. Comp 1. Let's change it back to body cam, right? Now let's talk about file size real quick. Whoa. This is 10 seconds long. And what I'm looking at right now is 17.7 gigs for a 10-second clip. Yo, that's disrespectful. But that's just showing you how high the quality is, right? So let's play it. Play. You're not gonna play? Is it that big? Yeah, it's not gonna play. It's too big. We gotta now bring it into save changes. No, don't save. Whatever. Now we have to bring it into Premiere, where we should be able to. You should be able to mess around with it a little bit. So for those of you who like, yeah, just send me the stuff. Understand, like, video, when it comes to video, man, 17.7 gigs. for 10 seconds of footage. 10 seconds of content. That's crazy. That's crazy for me. Right? So I'm going to bring it into a project that I got a whole bunch of stuff in already. Open. Import files. Right? Like, I don't even think it's letting me really scrub through it the way I want to. Oh, snap. I just figured it out. This joint is huge. Extra huge. Right? But there you go. I don't think. I do not think that I have anybody here, but now you know. This stuff is not. Is no joke. Okay? So, just so you guys know.